Good morning all, welcome to the breakfast show. This is Martin here, and today we'll be focusing, since today is the third week of November, we'll be focusing on the Bursa KLCI. Now remember, on the odd week of the month, which is the Monday, we'll be doing the Bursa, and on the even week, we'll be doing the US SmartRobie. So to this week or today we'll be doing the Bursa SmartRobie. Just take note how is our arrangement. Now we have seen the Dow Jones last Friday, how it closes, and it was sort of like trickling up at the top there, not going anywhere, and people were waiting for another catalyst. Let's take a look at what those catalysts are likely to happen for our market. But before that, let's take a look at our KLCI. As you can see, scrolling to the on the left hand side of the chart here, so you can definitely see, let me just mouse it over here, and definitely what we have is a double top. So this is the one top and this is the two tops. It's like one of those foundation you put on the roof, one in the left. And the market did try to go up, and no surprises, the market came back down, and profit taking is happening in here. But not to forget, we also registered last Friday the foreign outflows. And also, if you look at things, if for today we kind of bar that we've seen on our daily chart, it is no surprises that we will be seeing another foreign fund selling more as the market is heading lower. How low is it going to be heading? Let's take a look at what we have for you this morning. Now this morning, switching back to a wider chart here, the KLCI is still green. Pentagon is testing the old peak that you see in here, 1466, 1470, pretty much where we left off last week. That we see the KLCI still green. Pentagon in here. We will review some of the stage 2 shares. The last episode or the series that we did was the 6th of November. The 6th of November was the one, so we're going to look back to 6th of November, which is the first week of this week. And for our beginners, I think many of our SmartRobie users are beginners. I do think that the FA list is a better list, and as a matter of fact, it does provide a better dividend coverage compared to the US SmartRobie stock list that we have. And generally in Malaysia, I do think a lot of the companies are very generous, so they do pay good dividends. So especially those of you who are looking for a dividend play, look into the Robie FA list. I would think that is something will be more favorable to our local Malaysian investor per se for here. All right. So let's take a look at the SmartRobie driven by Pentagon Guider in here. And of course, one of the usual things that we look at is the past winner. Now I want the reader, our SmartRobie user, to really learn from them why they are the winner for what they are. And you can see from here we do have FSBM 61% from Green Pentagon, PBA 55%, and MN holding a 51% in here. So if you look from here, and this is why I want to draw a contrast. So typically of course this is some of the more so-called perfect entry. You could see entry is just one bar after the green Pentagon. This is where you are able to go in, and if you want to, you run your profit until you see the red Pentagon. Next bar opening, you exit. All right, that's about it. I know this market can go higher, but what's more important is that usually things you need to observe before the market run. Usually what we want to look for is this so-called low volume. It's always the case, because the low volume is where you can see what we call smart money accumulating. Okay, accumulating, and also doing what are they doing? They are also testing the market. So for sellers, there's no more sellers that can push up. You can see the volume here, volume here, volume here. It's like what we call a market coming down. They push it up with the volume, coming down, push it up with the volume, and that's once ago, and then they distribute to the top. So just keep in mind. And the same thing goes from in here. So it always pay dividend to understand why they are the Pentagon champion, and something I hope that our newest member can understand. These are the things that you want to look for when it comes into stock. All right, and of course our VAC 360 also come with the insider buying and science, which is usually we cover on the Friday segment. So make sure you join me on Friday. Now let's take a look at a KLCI. Right now we have weakness. All right, what we mean by weakness is generally when we have weakness, we will see this market in here what we call a double top. Okay, a double top, which I've been explaining, the last few sessions that I did. Double top resistance in here, flash out here. The market's still trying to break. If not, it's going to be coming back down to in here. Fine, actually, it's more like fine double top and pull back for profit taking. Also, we can see this part, it may pull it back to around 1450 level here. This is this level in here, 1450 level in here. And also take note, the foreign fund has turned outflow last Friday. So last Friday, we have a significant outflow. And I do think if this bar here that we see, which is a today bar, okay, and which is also on the chart on the left hand side, just top of me here, is also telling you foreign funds are also outflows. Let's hope it doesn't go more than it should. If it does go more than it should, then you'll see more market dropping even more. Railway track is crossing upwards. That's pretty good. And November seasonality generally are stronger. So what we're expecting going forward is we want to see a spring or a sign of strength happening right here. This is where you are. So you want to anticipate that. If that is what we, using the volume spread analysis of VSA, can anticipate, then we pretty much can read the market, foretell how the market is going forward here. And of course, let's also look at the big brother, which is the FKLI futures, which is always the leading indicator. Again, you can see double top here. Okay, double top, and you can see this is a resistance at 1470. 1470. You can see also we have the railway track cross up also, these two things, which is the 20 and 40 day moving average. So those are the things like condition. Just like if you want to see whether you are healthy or not, those things you want to see, at least your nails. Okay, if you want to say healthy or not, your nails are rosy pink, and you're able to have some sort of a good fitness. That's to ensure you are. If you're smoker and you're a drinker, and generally your nails are not that nice, then you'll know that you're not in good health, and later on in your life you might run into some sort of diseases or whatever. Let's hope right now you're able to discover those and fix your health. Remember, health is wealth, and pretty much what we also learn in this market, you can see it here. These are the so-called indicators that we want to see, just like our nails. We want to make sure that 2040 is going up. We have the resistance, the pullback is happening, which is fine, as turn red pentagon. So what we want to look for is this again, the 1450, little bit of sign of strength, little bit of sign of strength coming up in here, then that market were able to push up in here. Now if you like what we are watching in here, do share this video on timeline and give us a thumbs up. Okay, appreciate that too. Right, and of course our so-called next thing you want to look at is what we call the stage 2 shares. Now what are the stage 2 shares? Generally, many of you, our members, would have known stage 2 share refer to a chart that is continuing to moving upwards. Okay, meaning going upwards. This is an uptrend stage 2 shares. All right, of course we also need to pay attention to the respective sector. Okay, sector, which is important. Now take note that there are some stocks, right, which is in the stage 2, especially if you're looking in the energy sector, but the sector has weakened ever since the war has in the Middle East has started. Now they're sort of tapering off, so you can see those energy sectors are moving back in a downward. So if the sector is coming downward, the stock is making up, it's basically is a lagger stocks. Okay, so those are the one you want, because why we want to bring this attention is, especially if you look at the last episode that we did, which is the 6th of November, now it's 20th of November, you could see Padana, which is the energy stocks, industrial, the consumer, the industrial, and the technology stocks are still holding up. I do think that metrics are doing well, so let's take a look at them. Switching to a wider chart here. All right, and you can see from my chart here, let's take a look at metrics, which we did came out on the metrics. Let's look at the chart. And 160, I think it's headed up earlier. So let's take a look at previously on the 6th of November when it first appeared, which is 3rd, 6, yep, still holding up nicely here, as you can see. Let's go to the next one, which is Padana. I want to show you where Padana is. P-A-R-D-A-N-A. One more time, Padana. That's banana, it's not pet duck, okay? Banana here, hit the stock price, stock chart here. And this is what we talk about. So if you look back on the 6th, it did go higher here on the 6th, but the red pentagon comes out, right? Red pentagon comes out because that is also on what we call the backdrop of a weaker sector, the backdrop of the weaker. So always try to, especially when you pick those stage 2 shares, you want to have the shares which is the strongest, and one of the way they look at is looking at the hot sectors in the SmartRobie stocks inside there. Let's take a look at another one, which is the chicken company. All right, chicken company with all Leong Hub 6633. Okay, so let's go to, you can type 6633, also the same LHI, hit stock chart, hit comment. All right, you can see this one, it's been, wow, this, if you look back the last 6 months, been strong because of course we all know the chicken prices has been, ceiling has been lifted, and as such that this can go on a free fall. So it's pretty much has pulled back a bit. And also take note, we do have no supply here, but usually no supply we wanted to buy at a lower part of a stage 1. This one, if you look at the 6-month chart, okay, you can see it's gone up pretty high in here. And of course, those of you who are members, just rotate your handphone. You can see much better by clicking the one on the top right hand side like I do here, rotate, but you just can't see the configuration that we have, and you'll see much better in here. Another one will be HSSB. HSSEB. Okay, that's the one we have. And if you look at that one, again, nice uptrend, because why? We have talked about the industrial, right? A lot of the construction industrials are doing well. So this one is continuing. But right now, if you want to be buying this, as I said before, maybe 6th of November will be much better, or even earlier on. You know, you go back to a 3-month chart, somewhere around here, where it has a pullback, you could get in at 90 cents and continue to run it. So these are some pretty good stocks in here. Who knows, metrics might just run. Let's take a look at this week, 20th of November. We have Prolexus, Hevia, Carex, and look at that, industrial products. Prolexus is a consumer, so do pay attention to the sectors. Pay attention to the sectors in here. There we have property, consumer, and transportation. Doesn't have any of the technology stocks, but of course you can always look into the individual stocks that in one. Let's take a look at KSL, because next week we come back, or 2 weeks from now, we will review this stocks and how well they fare. You can see this one started to move up. Okay, and you can see KSL started to move up. Then we also have Carex. Okay, Carex, which is a condom maker, very famous one. Okay, stock chart, stock comment. Okay, started to pick up, and this is also aligned with a lot of the rubber maker. Okay, the rubber maker, and once you have on the 14, the fella start to run, wait for pullback, and this may have a nice run to go from here. If you look back, it is almost a 6-month high already. Okay, definitely we'll look back at this as the coming week comes to our session again. Alright, don't forget to subscribe to our free newsletter if you have not done so in here. And also, let's take a look at the SmartRobie FA collection list, which is the fundamental list. And also, you do have the stocks. Okay, now the first we have is last session that we did, which is the 6th November. We look at CCK. So let's look at CCK. And what I want you to pay attention to this again is a poultry stock, looking at the stocks fundamental. Right, if you look at the stock fundamental on the left hand side, it's rated 6 out of 8, pays a 4% dividend and a ROE of 18%. A mid-cap stocks, consumer, right? And having said that, right, if we look at it, the chart, did hit back the old high, lots of resistance on the left hand side. Now this is something that I want to pay attention to our members here. Every time when you see this kind of chart, right, when we spotted we were somewhere around here, right, we have a nice double base here, no doubt they were good, but the hit here, the market come back, now it's red pentagon. I do think it will probably hold here too. This is a stock that pay 4.5% dividend. Okay, not sexy. If you look at it, CCK, it does I think it's a poultry farm, right? Okay, what else? Home, read more, or food. They're in the food business. Yeah, they sell the chicken more at the East Malaysia. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. We have is Cycom, and I was going to show you this earlier on, actually. So previously Cycom was just up to this point here, and then see what happened. This is what we talk about at the low base. You see here, low volume. Generally the market can move up one. Okay, so next thing we want to look at is Cycom. What do they do? Okay, hit Cycom, and you look at the stock fundamentals here. So the stock fundamental here is, wow, this pays a 7.4% dividend with a PE of almost 12 times only. So that's pretty good. And you look at the chart wise here. Chart wise here started to pick up here, right? You can see low volume in here. And let's take a look at after this. It did had a upthrust. So when you see upthrust, which is a sign of weakness, market generally just going to move sideways. Now you're building back a low volume in here. It may kick up sooner. Okay. So having said that, this is a pretty good one. You can look at Cycom. I do think they make the medical, oh, is it medical or software company? Or outsourcing. Yeah, they're outsourcing for us, So, or BPO, which is like day 3. Okay, so if it's medical devices, anything like that, I think that's probably be more interesting. I do think this market likely to go up. So that's keep an eye on this one here. All right, so for this week we have Fiamma. Okay, just one Fiamma, and like it or not, these kind of stocks I'm not that favorable because there are some of this what we call no volume. But having said that, let's take a look at Fiamma and what kind of dividend do they pay. They are also consumer. Is it consumer or plantations? One or the others. Okay, I think we've seen the chart here already. Let's take a look at the Robie FA. Pretty easy to use, as I said before. Right, you can look at this. You can see it is paying a 3.4%. Okay, 3.4%, a PE of 8 times. Right, very cheap. Let's look at Fiamma. Hit the website here. What did they do? Euro monitor. Home appliances are not sexy lah. Home appliances not really sexy. They have Oral-B, Alba, Faber, all your washing machine. There are all the cooking one. Suma there, warehouse. So this is generally, it's a very stable, but take a look. You had the resistance at 0.975. So that's why they pay a 3.4% dividend. Okay. All right. Let's move on. And we also have Tiguan, which is another stock that we have. Let's take a look at Tiguan. Again, look at this low volume in here. So the market started to pick up. You can see the volume here picks up already. So it's starting to take off here. Tiguan, I believe, is packaging. Look at the stock fundamental also. Right, so this is important, especially those of you who are our beginners that's coming in. Gives a 3.2% dividend and a P of 8 times. Manya murah, this one. Let's look at Tongguan. I think it's very favorable among all the institutional. They always like this. Right, you can see right now coming down. This is classic, right? Stage 4. This one, right? 1, 2, 3. Triple bottom. Triple bottom. So pick up and go from here. Why it takes so long? The website. Tiguan, there you go. 888. Okay, 888. Oh yeah, they make stretch film packaging. Yeah. Oh, they make all the plastic one. Oh, they do F&B manufacturing. Let's see what's that time now. Oh, 888. Yes, I drink their tea before. Very nice. That day is nice. It's called the roast tea. I bought when I was in Penang. They will serve you roast tea one. They also make pasta also. Yeah, tea go on. This one 888. Now I know. I like the 888 tea, roast tea. If you ever go up to Penang, buy it. Apparently outside of Penang very hard to buy. So I bought on Shopee to buy the 888 roast tea. All right. Oh, they also they do make coffee also. Not well known for it but they are trying to diversify the base. But it's a nice stocks. Having said that, so our proposition of our SmartRobie always been the Pentagon Guider, which give you green and the red Pentagon to tell you the up signal, make it much easier for you to read. And of course, right now, we always tell our members and also the public in here, put SmartRobie into your watch list so you get notified every time. And one of the ways to do it is go over to the help here, right, under the home, under investment. You can see on my side here, watch list, and you can set it up, the watch list in here. You can see 2 alerted stock lists that will tell you the stocks have been informed. And of course, the way to use it is make sure you get that notification. Like you can see green Pentagon alerted, right? And red Pentagon, and this is the one that you use to you get it. All right, red alert for E-Frame and Samcam. I think Air Asia also got it. One of the stocks that I put in was Air Asia X. Okay, Air Asia X was definitely one of them. I think it did hit the either a red or green Pentagon. Yeah, started the green Pentagon. You see what I mean, right? So you can see this market, it went through the PN17, isn't it? A lot of the news of the PN17 finally came back down, holding up $2. Now started to pick up. If they get able to resolve the PN17, this is a good beginning. Again, take notice of the low volume, the low volume that you have periods on the last few bars, and this is what I mean here. Right, this is what. So I'm just paying a bit more attention to our new members and also the public who generally comes in and teaching them how to read this chart using the low volume, and of course it is freebie for newbie. And don't forget, next Monday we'll be doing the SmartRobie for the US market, and also we do have our intake. Now we have completed our 1811 sales. Of course, there are a few people who miss out, wanted to say, can they get the 1111 sales? Can they get the 18 sales? Unfortunately, that's why it's always good to pay attention. If generally, if you are slow in the this kind of activity, then it may be difficult for you to do well in the stock market too. Now our intake, 7th of September to 7th of April, which is our Series 2, we call it in here, since we started the new format in here. Do join our trading experiences where we can go through the premium membership, where we will do the training, the coaching and the mentoring to ensure that you have a good result. And at the end of the day, we really want our member to succeed. Pretty much like those of you who are listening today, you also want to succeed, just like our member winning this for 6 months performance in here, 16%, 15%, and so forth. I think that's a testimonial to the whole point why we are doing this. Right? We want you to succeed. Now the KLCI right now, the summary is the top resistance 1470. We do have the outflow that we are seeing right now in the KLCI right now is also selling down in here. So at one point we will see the sign of strength. That's possibly the turning point in here. Watch out for that one. The Robie FA list, those stocks that we talk about are very, very good for stock collection here. All right. Not to forget our newsletter. You can sign up for that one, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube. Hit that subscribe button in here, and these are VSA 360 for our pricing in here. Make sure you know that, and also our new features. Right, trading visual base, the training plan, the risk to reward, and the stock notification in here. Great reviews from our members, and right now we're going to be looking at some couple of stocks that you want me to do so. If you do have them, let me know. I'll be happy to answer. If not, this is our Telegram for our free stock market educational material that we share with it very freely in here. Right, and if you have any stock you want me to look at, pencil those in. I'm happy to look into it. Else, if not, thank you for coming, and I'll see you on Wednesday for our evening talk on the general macroeconomics of the market. That's all we have, and good morning.